The Grand Wagoneer has some changes for 2025, and we're going to go over the full specs of the exterior, the interior. We're going to take it for a drive here at Furman Jeep. We're showcasing the 2025 Grand Wagoneer L Series 3 Obsidian 4x4. This year we increased horsepower at 30. That gives us 120 horsepower more than the Wagoneer. Best in class with towing, ground clearance. You can ford through water 2 feet. With more standard features for 2025, I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to throw in some pros and cons while I'm explaining all of this to see what you're getting with the Grand Wagoneer. Starting in the front, full LED headlights, daytime runnings, and its sequential turn signals that integrate into the 7-slot grille Wagoneer print that's going to be on top. And the lower gets LED fog lights, and I like they have the triple beam down here because it really stresses the luxury style. All glossy black is what you would expect with the recovery hooks in the front, up to 10.9 inches of clearance, and the suspension travel with the Quadro lift, 3.6 inches. This is going to help improve for off-road capabilities. I mean, you got over 2 feet fording through water. Who's gonna ford through water with this box? 4 different trims to choose from, this being the top trim. We got the Hurricane 3.0 liter, inline 6-cylinder, 540 horsepower. That's 521 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 14 mpgs for the city and 20 mpgs for the highway. So it's not gonna sip fuel. We don't have any Hemi configuration, but we have motivation because the 0 to 60 is under 5 seconds. This is a damn yacht on wheels. I mean, 226.7 inches long. Now, it's not as long as the new Cadillac Escalade IQ that's at 228 plus inches, but damn, that's 21.8 inches longer than the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, which for me has enough room for third row variants. This goes that extra step because behind the third row is literally like putting down a second row seat in an SUV. That's how much space you have with this. This year we get standard 22-inch wheels, so you don't have to go to this trim in order to get these large wheels. It's going to be standard on all of the Grand Wagoneers. We get the American flag, power running boards. Look how wide they are. I mean, that's why you go L, because you're really wanting not just a statement, but room. You can literally almost have 4 rows. That's how much room that you have with the Grand Wagoneer. Capabilities, you're not gonna be able to do what you can with this with an Escalade. You have to step it up into a Land Rover, and you're gonna be spending over 6 figures. Now, the con that comes into play is you're gonna get a better warranty there. You only get 3 or 36,000 miles for your basic warranty. The powertrain, though, I think they did a good job, 5-year, 60,000 miles, but they should do that also for a luxury warranty because you're at over $116,000. I mean, when you're at that kind of pricing, you're starting to unlock a lot more performance variants because you could go into an X7 M60i and you're going to kill this on a 0 to 60. That's basically a 50-50 weight distribution, rear axle steering up to a 5 degree, so it's gonna make it easy for in and out traffic, and you don't have this extra 20-some inches. But then if you need the space, you got to tick the box this way. Towing up to 9,800 pounds. Hell, a payload is over 1,500 pounds. We have the heavy-duty trailer tow package added, so that gives you the trailer brake control, trailer hitch zoom, and adding the most important part, the heavy-duty engine cooling. Standard LED taillights, and we have the quad lights that's set up with the Grand Wagoneer badging. The lower is going to be a little bit more simplified, but I expect that with front and rear parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera, and you also have a digital rear view mirror. Right here's the camera. So I like how it's all cleaned up. There isn't any lip to extend out for the trunk lid spoiler, and you have dual exhaust that's exposed. I like what we're getting as total value. For just a touch over 116 grand, this is on and off pavement of an SUV. Plus you have that extended length, so you have more capabilities in the interior. It's just gonna be a more pleasant drive like an airplane. But when you're thinking about competition, this is gonna go that extra step because you're not gonna be able to do those capabilities with a BMW. A Mercedes, you could do some maneuvers with it, but Audi, I mean, I don't know, the Q9, it's still not out yet. and this is still going to be longer than that variant, and it's going to conquer off-road. You could actually do some rock crawling here. I wouldn't do it with these wheels, but you have a multi-link suspension for both the front and the rear. It does share the same platform as the Ram, except the rear suspension is changed out, therefore making it a little bit better of a drive. Let me know in the comments which way you would go, the competition or picking the Grand Wagoneer. Power tailgate, and the most impressive part, 42.1 cubic feet of storage behind the third row. And like I was saying on the exterior, you can literally have a fourth row. That's how much room you got back here. I mean, check this out. This opens up fully. 12-volt charger. You get bag holders on both sides. Obviously LED interior lights. We have the upgraded Macintosh sound system, so it comes back here, as well as the LED tail lights. And to split fold the third row, push the buttons. It's going to split at a 40-60 split, increasing cargo to 85.3 cubic feet. Hell, my Infinity is in the 70s. Just this is more than my Infinity that we just bought. Maximize cargo, split fold those captain seats. 130.9 cubic feet of storage. It's literally a truck, but yet it's an everyday SUV. This is definitely the second reason why I would consider the Grand Wagoneer L. The key fob to the Grand Wagoneer L Series 3. 20-way power seat adjustment for the front. Quilted leather seating. Series 3 is going to be more or less embossed in the seats. You get the contrast stitch, the piping. This also will power fold, as well as the power folding cushion extensions. Grand Wagoneer here, as well as this. Memory for the driver and passenger. We also have massage seats, upgraded Macintosh sound system. It's going to be a flat dashboard. You're going to have a lot of screens for connectivity for the front occupants. You got a total of 4 screens up here, which gives you about 75 inches of screens. The passenger side leg space is going to be kind of cramped, but it isn't bad for somebody that's about 6'2". Let's fire it up. Now, when you go Grand Wagoneer, especially Series 3L, this is the top trim to go to. So we have a digital rear view mirror. You get the home link. It's also a auto dimming rear view mirror, LED interior lights. On the passenger side, when you click, there's just a lot of buttons here, right here. You have a screen here. You want to demonstrate, Issa, what you got?
Yeah, we got audio, video, and HDMI to hook up your PlayStation 5.
With the Grand Wagoneer print, the air vents, and we get the gold that's inside, as well as that contrast stitch, even leather on the handles here. I think they did a great job there. You're going to have an Alcantara headliner with a 2-panel moonroof. We'll get to that in a second. 12-inch infotainment screen is going to be in the center. It's a little bit slower for my liking, but you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Amazon Alexa. Wi-Fi hotspot is 4G capabilities, and for 2025, that should not be the case. Now, this lower screen is derived for your climate control, your heated, massaged, and ventilated seats, but when you push this, it's going to hide your wireless charging pad. Look at all the charging capabilities you have here. A total of 4 USB. You have another 12-volt right here, and you got an HDMI right there. Close that up and it's more seamless with the piano black. This is going to be the hard part. Opens up into more charging capabilities. Open up here and it's a cool box. You could probably fit 8 16.9 ounce bottles, which I'll show you right now. That's how I get 8. 2 more there and 4 there. Closes up seamlessly. You got an area here for the key fob. Close this up and they don't go crazy with the gloss black, so I appreciate that. We have night vision in this 12-inch digital gauge reader, and it can go through an array of different content for the driver, but I would probably just leave it on either the gauges or just simply leave it into the maps. Whenever it loads, you can zoom in. Oh, can't. This is the only issue with the car, is the technology does take a little bit of time, as you're noticing. It just, if you go off and try to go back, it's just sitting there. We're going to come back to it. Leather wrap steering wheel, it's heated. Multi-function for the steering wheel, and this is how you change the gears. It's a 2-spoke, so I kind of like the design because it pays heritage to the Grand Wagoneer. We get a heads-up display. Check out the leg space that you have. There isn't any pass-through. That's the only con that I have here. Headroom, more than enough. I have about 4 to 6 inches. Driving mode select, you could do some rock crawling here. This is still a Jeep at the end of the day. You could raise and lower the suspension. Door panel and dash, it configures it together nicely. They got an opening here so it will defrost, and you'll have like a carbon fiber look that comes into play. We'll touch up and down for all the windows. They're acoustic. It's gonna be a little bit more sporty here. Soft where you rest your arms, a long storage pocket, a beverage holder carved out, and it's still loading the maps. Let's see if we could just get this to work. I'm gonna go back. I just really want to show you what I mean by how long it takes for something to actually work in this car. And these are really the issues that I have ultimately with it, is the technology, which by far it's superior in the sense of what you're getting overall, but there's just still a lot of glitch. Dual climate control settings, you still have physical buttons, and you still have buttons down here even though they're touch buttons. We're gonna put it into reverse so you can see the 360-degree reverse camera, full trajectory for the front and the rear, different camera layouts, you got them as well. It just makes it a lot easier, especially if you're lining it up for towing. I would definitely tow with this. In cleaning it up, they still have some touch buttons here on the side for the heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. They do the same thing here, and you can also turn the screens off, which I don't know why you would do so. You got your off-road page, so it will show the pitch and roll. So it makes it a little bit easier if you're doing some off-road capabilities. You got your gauges there, and you can also do your select train, which I don't know why you would need to do that with that there, as well as the suspension. When you use your indicators, it will show you the right or left right here. Kind of wish it was here, but you still got blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, and you also have a little blind spot there because this is a longer vehicle. You can customize the ambient lighting, and you got a ton of different ways that you can sync it or change it however you like, so it can be the top, the bottom, and I think this is cool because you could have 2 different colors for the top and the bottom, so it really does a good transition. You also have the fam cam. This is the best thing. This is a huge vehicle. Maybe somebody's trying to steal your Snickers. Now you can see that in each row, and you can see each seat. So look, I can change the seat, and I can also zoom in. I think this is just a really cool feature, especially if you are doing carpooling. And you can also play games here. And my favorite feature, relax mode. Click onto that. All of the screens is going to be more relaxing. You can put a fireplace, and you can do this while you're driving. I think that is just awesome. I mean, it's cold outside, you gotta warm up. You can do that in your Wagoneer. You can make it look like you're in a forest. I don't really see a forest with that one. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense with that one.
Forest.
I don't see what the hell they're doing. I think they're just trying to do something. Really, the only thing that's cool, I guess this is cool. I mean, we see this.
That's so cool.
It's very blurry. So really the coolest one is the fireplace. I think that kind of makes it look awesome.
I agree.
The lower screen, you got your HVAC for your seat settings, which you can do a ton of different seat settings here. Now this is also a con because you can only do about 16 settings of your seat here. The remainder is all through here, so it's very similar to Audi. You can also change the climate control for the rear, you can turn the screen off, and you can do your massage function, which does the top and bottom. For the second row, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the captain seats. We have manual sunshades. For the price, this should be power. That is definitely a con for me. It's soft to touch here, but one thing that I will say that they do, unfortunately, some cheap areas. This is not leather. This is not leather. It's leather here. That, I feel, for this price needs to be addressed because you're trying to go into a luxury brand and then you're putting plastic here and then you're putting a piece of leatherette and actual leather here. Should be changed up. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. Long storage pocket, it's about the same size as the front. And we got some Chrysler badging here, leather around the grab handle. And then you got the other grab handle here. Check out the leg space that you have. You can also adjust these forward, which I don't think you really need to. I mean, you're gonna have a ton of space, whether it's forward or back, and this is all the way back. You'll have some ambient lighting throughout the interior. Headroom, though, does get a little bit tight. I only have about 2 inches. The moonroof, it does come back, but not, it's like right where my head is. So I'll get some vitamin D, and we'll have our own screen here in the back for the dual climate control settings. We get a home plug, 12 volt, USB-C ports. One thing that The Wagoneer does a great job, is giving a ton of charging ports, more air vents here in the center. And then you got a storage here with more USB ports. Open up, and it's a deeper storage pocket with the cup holders here. Kind of wish they had a cover here, but I also like that they don't because there's a lot of gloss black, so it's a lot of cleaning. And for the third row, push the button. It's gonna move forward. Slide it up. Look at how much room you have. It's literally almost the same size of the room for the second row. To enter into the third row for 3 more occupants, fold these up so I can relax. Charging ports, these are power seat, cup holders on both sides, and you got an area here that you could put your smartphone. You also have a sleeve of storage down here, so you can check out that leg space. Look at that. It is like a foot. It's crazy how much space you have. Headroom is going to be a little bit more cramped. I got maybe an inch, but we have our own moonroof designated for the third row. I think that is just awesome. Plus these are power folding seats, so we can recline them back. Doesn't really recline back that much though. 3.0 liter Hurricane engine, inline 6-cylinder with 540 horsepower. That's up 30 horsepower more than last year. .521 pound-feet of torque. I think it has a good blend. 0 to 60s under 5 seconds. This is a damn tank, and you're 126.7 inches long. That is insane how long this vehicle is. Gonna check the brakes. And when you use your indicators, look what happens. You could see it just like Honda, except Honda only does it on the right side. Here it does it on both. Brake check, woof. Flip the camera forward, that's how good the brakes grab. So I like that for everyday use, it doesn't feel heavy whenever you're mashing on the brakes. The same thing when you mash on the gas, which we're gonna demonstrate as soon as the traffic eases up. Over 6,700 pound curb weight, turn radius. With the length of this thing, it's about 2 1/4 lane. Let's rock and roll. It's like I'm taking off in an airplane. Wow, that is impressive. You feel the torque and you feel the mass weight of this vehicle. It doesn't feel heavy when you're mashing on the gas, so this definitely is an everyday vehicle. It's gonna take me into some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, if you're a tech-forward person, you're gonna love this layout. And even cooler, open this up and look at this. You ain't gotta be concerned about getting a ticket being on your smartphone because you want to use the climate control, it's going to be covering it most of the time. We also have the night vision. I'm not a huge fan of the night vision because it's not color. It's basically black and white, but it is cool that they offer that here. So for technology wise, it's great. The con that comes into play, it's very glitchy and it takes forever for some of the pages to load. The sound deadening is pretty good. When you're thinking about the ground clearance and everything as a total package, it's really hard to be as sealed up as this is. So I think Jeep did a great job. They don't boast a lot of Jeep symbols throughout the interior or exterior of the vehicle either, because this is something that they've been trying to make its own brand more or less, kind of like from Dodge to Ram. The suspension layout, it's better than the Ram. It's the same platform as the Ram, but it's going to be smoother. Visibility is great on all 4 corners. It does feel long, but you got motivation. I mean, you're going to be able to pass pretty much most of the traffic without hardly any issues at all. Another con that comes into play though is there's just a lot of buttons everywhere, and you can see as a driver perspective, buttons, buttons, buttons. I usually like buttons, but they even have them hidden. They could clean this up a little bit. I'm not saying put an extra page because we have too many damn pages that it is, but it would be a lot simplified if you just have the main things that you need outright, basically able to use. The only problems that I could see with this price point, you're not getting soft closed doors. The second row is taken care of with the heated ventilated seats. The third row doesn't get heated seats, which you get that with BMW, Mercedes, and Audi. And you have to add features to get the screens in the back seat. It doesn't come standard. You're already over 116 grand. We're not getting power sunshades. I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking, but when you're considering this price, you're not nitpicking anything at all. And the other cons that I have is this extra 8-way power seat adjustments right through here. You have to simply push it and hold it, which if it was over here, it would be fine. Again, just cleaning it up, keeping buttons where they need to be, not everywhere. Audi, BMW does the same thing, but this is why I don't want an Audi BMW. I want the Grand Wagoneer. We have reviews on the Hemi V8 before they stopped doing them, and difference in power, you don't really feel much. I mean, 540 horsepower is by far a lot, and at this price point, it's really hard to nitpick at certain things. The things that I have kind of illustrated are really the major problems with the vehicle, that and the warranty, not getting that luxury warranty. Because if you go into Land Rover or Range Rover, you're going to be getting that extra stuff, but then you're going to also be adding an extra $20,000-$30,000 premium on top of what you're getting here, making this basically a bargain deal. I mean, what's your thoughts, Issa?
I think it's a bargain deal for what you're buying. You know, 116,000 doesn't sound bad. I just don't feel the quality will live up to the car in the later run, because I know, you know, Stellantis doesn't really have a good reputation quality-wise, and, you know, reliability.
The drive is not as smooth as I would like for something that's over $100,000. It still feels kind of all over the place. The seat comfort is good, but there is still a lot of hard materials, and masking it with plastic materials at this price point, they do need to clean it up a little bit. Does it live up to the hype? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.